Thanks for staying with us. We have heard different stories about insecurities and alleged kidnapping in the southwest region, especially in the Osun State axis. On the show today, our guest will be enlightening us on the total welfare of Osun residents and helping make us also understand what else they're doing in other critical sectors in that state. Welcome with us, the Supervisor for the Ministry of Work, Infrastructure and ICT, Osun State, Engineer Remi Omowaye. Welcome to the show, sir.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. Good morning, people at home.
So, I mean, this issue of insecurity is ongoing this entire week. Yeah. Issues on Ikire Road, going towards Ekiti, the whole works. People are having issues with kidnappers, headsmen coming out from the bush. What is your government doing right now, as of today, to help, aside from the general meeting they had? What are you doing in your state to help secure the lives of
Well, thank you very much. I think I need to correct this notion. You said this week, and if we want to be sincere, we never had a case of kidnap this week. Okay. Well, there was a case of arrest in Ikire. One thing we have discovered is, while we agree that we've had cases of kidnap, the stuff had been blown out of proportion, especially by those circulating various stuff on the social media. But as a government, we are taking it upon ourselves to ensure that our state is safe. And my Governor Boyega also ensured that his Southwest partner and colleagues also came together to look at the way we can work together. Because one thing we have discovered is no amount of technology you deploy, no amount of soldiers and police that you put on those corridors, if you don't have the support of the locals, you can't achieve results. And if you look at it critically, in the last 2 weeks, there have not been issues of kidnap along that corridor. We've done a lot of things. We have deployed technology. The governor visited the chief of army staff, the IG, and the director of SSS. He also got some of his colleagues. We got the local hunters to also come on board. There is a particular portion that we had like 2 cases of kidnap because of the bad road. When the governor came in last year, he went to FEMA and the Federal Ministry of Works that, well, we need your support to patch this portion of the bad road and all that. And incidentally, it was when they also planned to patch the thing that the issue of kidnap started. Okay. So they had patched, as I speak to you now, from Ibadan through Ikire to Wasimi had been patched. You won't see any bad portion there. They're also taking it from Ife axis. So that had been taken care of, apart from what we are doing in terms of security. And because we had envisaged that this might likely happen, the immediate past administration of Rauf Aregbesola, then I was a commissioner for innovation, science and tech. He called me and was like, we need to also start planning to use security to tackle insecurity. So we established a call center, emergency call center, and we commenced with the arrangement to procure unmanned aerial vehicle drone. So as I speak with you, we had paid fully for the unmanned aerial vehicle.
We saw the drone picture.
Not the one you saw, because we had not brought it. That's the one for the army. But the one we got has a very good, the capacity is quite different from that. Like the one we got.
The drone we saw was not.
No, the one we saw is an unmanned aerial vehicle. We do 150 kilometers per hour. Has a gimbal camera that can do 10-kilometer recording. And as I speak to you, we have the call center, the ground center that has been completed. We have one in Oshogbo, Ilesha, Iwo, and Ikire. I'm the one in charge, so not one. The call center is active. If you call our short code now, 293, the emergency call number is active.
If you have any kidnapping or attack within Osun, if you call 293, you would get help.
Once the drone lands, once the unmanned aerial vehicle comes, we're just trying to sort out the clearance issue with National Security Advisor and the Space Agency. So one is going to be in Ikire. So what that means is, and it can travel at 150 kilometers per hour. What that means is, if there's a case of kidnap, within 5 minutes, the drone can move from Ikire and get to any of that access. But we want to thank God, we want to thank the security operatives, we want to thank the traditional rulers, because we have curbed those menace along
that route. So you guarantee that the Oyo Ife, Ibadan Ife Road, the Ibadan Ife Road, the entire stretch of the way to Ife is safe?
It's safe.
But the AURTW report that we got, which is on social media, which you can also find, drivers are attesting to the dangers of that road and the continuous kidnappings happening on that road.
There was a case of kidnapping in Ondo. I work with the government
This is from Oyo? Ife.
No. It was in Ondo. That was what the NRTW people reacted to.
Yes.
So not Osun.
Okay.
What we cannot isolate. It's a joint effort. We are working together because we've had cases of someone being kidnapped in Lagos. You find the person in Osun. So all the governors are working together. So it's not. It's not putting blame on a state or so we are all working together.
Yeah. I'm happy with what Osun State is doing. If every governor in their state will sit up and do things in this line, we'll have less insecurity issues in the country. But you mentioned that and it was even in the papers, I read it in Vanguard, that he visited the Chief of Army Staff to work out modalities on how to handle the insecurity in the state. What has come out of it now? What has...
In cases of joint patrol, there are some things I won't want to say on the air because it's a security issue.
Okay.
But the visit had brought out a lot of results, the police, the DSS, working with the locals. So there's been a lot of security surveillance along that corridor. Okay. And we are not restricting it to that corridors alone because issue of insecurity is not, issue of kidnapping is not what you can resolve in a day. There's also another new dimension now, self-kidnap. If you look at it in the last 1 week, people arranging their kidnap. So we are doing a lot to ensure that we resolve
I'll come to you,
this.
Osun State, before the former governor left, there was issues of no payment of salaries,
modulated salaries.
Modulated salaries, and he always said repeated something that they didn't have money. So where are you getting the money from today? I mean, where is your government getting money to do anything? Because what got him when he left was as if Osun had nothing to work with.
Without a cabinet in place.
Well, let me correct this notion. When we had the issue of not being able to modulate salary, it wasn't Osun alone. If you recall, when President Muhammadu Buhari came out and said, okay, states that had issues should come out. 27 states came out. I must say that. And the agreement we had with the labor was that chunk of the workers were getting full salary.
Yes.
We now said, okay, the remaining ones that are not getting full salaries, as soon as our economic improves, we'll start paying full salary. Right. And before the former governor left, the economy improved. Before he left, the economy improved and we started paying full salary. And when the new governor came in, we felt, yes, it's important we now restructure, find a way of improving our IGR, find a way of getting more resources, so that we can meet our demands of paying workers their entitlement. And that has been our strategy.
Okay, so thank you for going there because that's still a challenge on ground, right? The issue of paying the salaries and gratuities. And why I'm linking this to the insecurities because we know that Buratai mentioned that the military officials at the war front were not they were not acting motivated. They were not, some of them were actually, according to him, doing things that were contravening and reducing the security or the power of the army. So how do you self-motivate your people? Because people within the states that I've spoken to feel like this government, and you are depending on them to execute on your projects. So how do you motivate them when you are still having issues with paying arrears of those that are pensioners? Well,
the good thing about State of Osun is we have our workers are understanding. Since this governor came in, we've been paying full salary, and we have an agreement with them that as soon as economic situation improves, we would start clearing their backlog. Before the former governor left, he had paid a few of those backlog. A few days ago, some pensioners, we have over 25,000 pensioners in Osun.
2012 and 2013.
Just 2011 and 2012 demonstrated, claiming that we had collected Paris Club. Paris Club is not what you collect and you hide. It's not what a state will collect and nobody will know.
But are they being owed 15 months?
No, we are owing a cadre of the pensioners, just as we are owing a cadre of the workers when we were paying modulated salary. And we interacted with them. We told them as soon as things improve, we are going to pay. So there's no doubt we are going to pay.
Question.
Do
you belong to that cadre as a member of the civil service?
Yes, because I served as a commissioner. And I also got half salary. So when they pay today, I also get a lot.
Okay, because my mother-in-law is watching right now. I mean, every morning I know what she says concerning former governor Aregbesola. Let me not say it on air. She's been owed her pensions. She's been going back and forth to Osun to get this.
We are not saying we are not owing.
Okay.
We are saying as soon as this thing improves, we will pay.
Let's now go back to this thing you keep saying. As soon as it improves, what does that mean? As soon as the economy improves, what are you putting in place? Is it going to be a magic?
Rauf Aregbesola in his administration, we're paying modulated for a cadre of.
That's
when
not
it
question.
improved,
Wait.
when it improved, we started paying full salary.
Wait,
What
what does improvement mean? Define that to because I
We
want
had more funds.
Based on
Hey, that's the
allocation.
economic
Not
improvement.
necessarily based on allocation. I said we had also restructured the way we can increase our IJA. For instance, when this new governor came, we discovered we have a lot of mineral resources that we can tap into. Gold. Osun has the highest number of quantities of gold. Now, it is not exclusive right. The state does not have the power, so we need the federal government.
So have you
that's
started
why we
this?
keep on. That's why we keep on saying it's important we restructure. So we have met with the Federal Ministry of Mining, and we are working together with CBN. So there are 3 states they are taken as pilot states: Osun, Zamfara, and I think Sokoto. So we have started that, and as soon as it start yielding resources,
you pay
our
salaries.
IGR would
increase.
improve. We have more money to pay salary.
So that's what we're waiting for to get our pensions.
No. We are paying pensions. Don't mix it up.
what
We are
about
paying
the-
pensions.
Wait, there were
What we told you is there was a period we had issue challenge that we couldn't pay full salary to all cadres of workers, and immediately things improved. We paid a part of those areas, and we have told them that as soon as things further improve, we'll pay more of those
I'll come
areas.
to talk right now. I'll talk as a holding for a second. So I should go home just to check for them in the house. So I should go to my mother-in-law and tell her in the house that she should go to Osun, she get her pension.
No,
She's paying pension.
she gets a pension regularly. We are talking about arrears.
They have not paid her.
No, that's not true. That's not true. My father is also a
Go ahead.
pensioner.
Go ahead,
That's
Namin.
concerning the salary.
Those people that demonstrated, it was shown on your TV now. They didn't demonstrate because they are not being paid regularly.
Okay,
They
so
said
my-
they are arrears.
New minimum wage.
We
So
have-
we have a new minimum wage
Yes.
policy.
Yeah.
And Osun obviously hasn't started paying.
No state has started playing.
Okay.
Get that
No,
right.
that's
I-
state.
no,
Focus on
We
the
won't leave others. The federal government has not even started paying
Yes,
minimum
no
wage now.
state has
Okay.
started
So
yet.
get that right.
My question is in this form that if we have not paid backlogs, we've not paid the previous ones, we're not been able to maintain. What's the structure on ground? And I understand you are sitting on a gold mine. Science and technology has immense opportunities for not mineral resources, because I feel like Nigeria we're limiting ourselves by focusing on gold and silver.
Yeah.
Why don't you develop people? How is science and technology planning to
do
develop
you plan,
people, produce indigenous technology that will be sold to Africa, to Nigeria, and they will buy your technology? What are you doing in that line, in that space?
Well, we are doing a lot. For the minimum wage, when we get to the bridge, we'll cross. We've started discussing with the labor unions.
Okay.
And we must get this right. Osun cannot stay in isolation. Federal government has not even started paying minimum wage.
Okay.
When we get to that bridge, we'll
Department of
cross.
Science and
Okay.
Technology.
But I told you, former Commissioner for Science and Technology. We are doing a lot to also, because human capacity is key. For instance, we discovered one of the reasons why agric is not thriving in Nigeria is output of people in agric in this part of the world is small. Let me give you a practical example. If you plant corn in the US on 1 hectare, you'll probably get 6 tons. Here, you still get 1.5, 1 ton. So a lot of people find it reluctant to go into farming. When they do a lot of stress, what you sell at the end of it. So we are improving technology. For instance, when you milk cattle today in Nigeria, you get 1 liter or 2 liters. In the US, in Israel, you get like 50 liters. So we had approached the Ministry of Agric. They are supporting us. The immediate past Minister for Agric, Audu Ogbe, said we are giving you some cattle, and we'll look at the way we do cross-breeding and see the way you can improve the yield of the milk. And we are talking to a company in Nigeria. We want to make sure so that you won't have been advertised
Let me come
on how
to
to
you.
see how we work together so that we can empower our youth, because we also want the reliance on white-collar job to reduce and people get
we have a lot
enough
of grounds
income.
covered. Let me let
I
Babajide jump in.
want us to take a look at the health sector. I know a lot is happening right now. At least the governor inaugurated a 6-man committee to help to revitalize,
again?
yes, to revitalize the
Healthcare.
primary health care,
Yeah.
about 332. Now, how do you plan to go about this? I'm also aware that there's a grant. You guys got money to handle this issue.
Because we did well.
Okay.
Well, we got a grant of $20 million from a scheme called Saving 1 Million Life, a scheme of the Federal Ministry of the Health. We came second. They assessed all states in Nigeria based on indices on maternal and child health. So we came second. We got a $20 million. And immediately the new governor came in, he decided to set up Health Improvement Committee, making himself the chairman because he wanted to oversee. And part of what we came up with was revitalizing 332 primary care center and revitalizing of the state's secondary health care facility. So in the first phase, we awarded 100. So as I speak to you, about 70
Almost ready.
ready. We'll be commissioning about 10 early next week.
Okay.
we use the word revitalization because it goes beyond structure. If it was just structure, we would have said rehabilitation, but we say revitalization because personnel issue, ensuring that you have basic facilities that you need to have at the primary care centers, and ensuring that there's a proper synergy between the primary care centers and the secondary health care center.
Okay, let me go on. I have to go on a break. When I come back, we'll continue this conversation with you. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Very beautiful.
Thanks for staying with us. All right, so I know one of the reasons, one of our main focus of bringing you is this issue of insecurity. But you mentioned something about health. I would like you to complete, because I know I go to that state often, and trust me, I'm still appalled, I would say, about a lot of infrastructural decline concerning health, education, that I have seen and observed. When I drive to Ife now,
no, that's not true.
Outside OAU, there's nothing else.
I just told you we won 20 million because we performed very well in our health
How did you
sector.
perform? How did you perform?
There are indices.
Okay.
Yobe came first, Osun came second. And one of the reasons why we want to make sure we use this money very well is we want to come first in the next assessment. Now, we are doing 332.
What does 332 mean?
300.
We have 332 wards. So we are ensuring that we revitalize one per ward, so that when you get to that facility, basic thing that you need, you will get. And we want to also encourage this referral system. We also discovered that there's nothing you can do about this birth attendant issue. Nigeria has the second highest maternal mortality cases in the world. So we want to also encourage, and we are doing that, traditional birth attendants. We want to ensure that there's synergy between traditional birth attendants and the primary health care facilities. Right. And we have provided all what is required.
Yeah, so what is required?
Care.
You said all the medical consumable. One issue we have in Lagos, for those of us that use public health, is that we need to buy gloves, we need to buy syringe,
No. For Osun, you won't buy that. Let me also say that we must acknowledge the president. There's what they call Basic Healthcare Provision Fund, whereby 1% of the consolidated revenue will go to health sector. That has been signed by the president. Oh, nice. So, and they are doing pilot scheme.
If anybody,
Osun, wait, let me explain.
Let me ask the question, so that, because you've already said that it's not done there. If anybody watching now goes to a primary healthcare center and she's told to go and buy gloves, cotton, what should the person do?
No, they won't buy. They won't even ask them to buy, because with the Basic Healthcare Provision Fund, they pick 3 states for pilot program, pilot scheme. Okay. So Osun is on that. We are among the 3 states. Scheme. Each of the primary care center that we are revitalizing will be given certain amount every month, at least for the next 2 years. The money is in CBN already.
In case of corruption, in case of diversion,
no, they can't be diversion because of the way it has been structured, because they've done pilot scheme. And we are also making noise on the TV, on our electronic. Yeah,
they know they are right. They
basic things, you will get it, because that is the reason for the Basic Healthcare Provision Fund.
I have to let you run off, but see, I can't let you go without. I can't let you go without.
And I'm also saying that the health insurance scheme is also running now, so it's an holistic.
Okay, so let's talk. Okay, let me let you jump right.
At the last stage of your election. Petition happening at the Supreme Court, I think this week now.
Next week, I think today.
Next week, okay.
So how optimistic are you?
Very optimistic. It's obvious. They just blackmailed us. We won the election. Subsequent election, after House of Assembly, out of 26, we won 23. National Assembly, out of 6 reps, out of 9 reps, we won 6.
Senate, why are we talking about it?
We have 2. Yeah, we are not supposed to talk about it, but we're optimistic. We are.
You're optimistic. Let's drop it. That's it. I don't want us to talk about the case. But what I wanted to, because since you work for the government, and it's important that when we see people like you, we throw certain questions at you. When we hear you get X amount of billion from the federation. For example, in the paper, it was 600 and something 97 that was shared among states, local governments, and everybody. When that money comes to you, give us an example. How do you share it? How much goes to salaries? How do you split it? Because you're sitting here that morning, and I wonder, how come I don't have this?
3 tiers of government.
Yes.
Federal government alone takes over 50%.
How much comes to you? Osun State.
There was 2 months ago or 3 months ago, we got to 87 million.
Million, I mean billion.
Million. So, if you want to know how much comes to Osun, you will be amused. A chunk of our revenue goes to salary. We're a state with a whole lot of civil servants. So, chunk of our salary goes to, revenue goes to salary. Like 2 months, we got less than 300 million as allocation that got to the state because of some financial obligations. So,
yes.
but as a government, the civil servant, the man on the street doesn't want to know you got 280 million. They just want a result.
Thank you for taking me there. I have a call. Let me come Bakari, I believe, is on the line. Morning, are you there?
Hello, good morning.
Go ahead, please.
I just want to contribute with the person online. First and foremost, what causes insecurity and what causes damages to people is caused by poverty. People go into kidnapping, hacking, and so ever because of they don't have job, they don't have the salaries are not paid. And me looking at Osun, I've been to the Osun. I think the government does not have any they don't need to owe people salaries because first and foremost, Osun is a state of agriculture. It's a state where the government can sit down with the farmers, invest on the farmers, and make money. So for them to pay the amenities, salaries, so on and so forth. What Mr. Guest on the listen is saying, I think it's irrelevant.
Okay.
For you to combat insecurity.
All right. Thank you very much
For you to combat security, you have to pay.
Thank you very much for your view. Go ahead.
I think I have to correct that impression. Countries with good economy, they kidnap. There are cases of crime.
Cases.
So criminal is a criminal. We must not necessarily say because they're poverty. There are people from the rich home that still steal. So it's a societal thing. I just want to appeal to everybody that it's a collective
We have to run off. Yes.
One question, one tweet here says, please, I'm expecting somebody to ask the guest in the studio, why is it that it's only civil servants and pensioners that the government owes salaries? Why not owe across board, the executive, the legislature, the judiciary as well?
I'm being owned salary. You can't. Is the civil servant that prepares salary now? So they can't pay you full salary when they are not getting full salary. So every one of us is being owned. As a commissioner, we didn't have money to buy official car, so I never had official car.
Okay.
So it's an economic challenge that we're all tackling.
Hello, are you there for me, Korodu? As we run off, let me just ask this final question. People said that before the former governor left, that he has indebted the state for the next 30 years. So that's why you're getting 200 million, 300 million now, because former governor Aregbesola has put you in such debt
Why did all these investments seem to fail? The Osun farming, why did explain to us.
OMIU. The federal government adopted our scheme. It is still going on. And I must say this, the country with the highest debt is the US, and they are the best economy. So you cannot develop your economy without recourse to loan. And I must correct this impression.
Yes.
By September this year, some of our loan will finish the payment, and our allocation would increase.
Okay.
People just like blackmailing Governor Rauf, Aregbesola, not because of his belief and on some other thing. But I must say that he did well as a governor. The man that is here, it's not that if we didn't do well, we won't win 20 million. They are said that I didn't win anything. Go and look at our schools infrastructure. We must not just stay in Lagos and be saying we had this, we had this.
So if Adeleke wins next week, what would you do?
You can't win now. They didn't win the election. The Court of Appeal 4-1.
Okay.
It was clear. They told
That's all we can take. Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much. You're all fine.
Thank you.
Osun is a state you need to visit. Don't just come with host you.
Outside OAU, I don't know what else in Osun. Outside OAU, I don't know what else in the state, please.
No, there are a lot of things in Osun. I'm in Osun now. Governor Boyega, you told us in Osun now.
Don't worry, they'll host us.
Let's come and look at the healthcare facilities.